President Donald Trump and former FBI Director James Comey have been in the news a lot lately, taking shots at one another. So we want to know, how do Americans view both men?
Joining us live from Washington, Frank Newport, editor-in-chief of the Gallup poll for the KTV Newswatch 7's Gallup Tuesday briefing. Frank, good morning.
Good morning, James and Melissa. Well, on that measure of favorability, we just got these numbers out of the field. James Comey is the clear winner. He's not overwhelmingly popular, but notice it's about a 12-point margin favorable to unfavorable, 46 to 34 for Comey. And for Trump, about where he's been ever since he was campaigning last year, net negative of 19, 40% favorable, 59% unfavorable. So Comey's the better liked of the two gentlemen. I wanted to show you party breakdown. Remember, James Comey alienated a lot of Democrats when he made different announcements during the campaign that some people think really hurt Hillary Clinton. And yet now, all of a sudden, he's Democrats' best friend after his testimony. Over 60% of Democrats have a favorable opinion of Comey. Republicans don't like him, or at least on a relative basis don't like him. Notice that they're down into the 20s in their favorable opinion of Comey after the comments that he made and has been making since he was fired as FBI director.
All right, so Hillary Clinton has managed to stay in the news based on speeches and her interviews that she's done. How is her image?
Yeah, not changed at all. And this is unusual. Notice how close her image is to Donald Trump's right now. Right before her election last year, she had a negative image with the favorables, unfavorables up in the 50s, and now hardly changed at all. Low 40s favorable, unfavorable up in the high 50s. That's unusual. A lot of time, once a candidate ceases to be a candidate, people become more positive about them when they're out of the political arena, but not so for Hillary Clinton. I think some of her comments and so forth she's been making since have left her viewed very negatively by the public here all these months after she lost the election.
And finally, Frank, how worried are Americans about the way things are going in the U.S.?
Pretty worried. 24% satisfied. That's a very important number. We update it every month. That's the lowest of the year so far. In fact, there was only 1 month last year which was lower than that, so that's low. Now, do the math, that leaves a big percent of Americans who are dissatisfied with the way things are going in the country. Only about 11% of Democrats are satisfied. Republicans a little more happy, but even with their man in the White House, just in the 30% of Republicans are satisfied. So despite the stock market, which is doing well, the low unemployment, Americans right now not very happy with the way things are going in this country.
All right, Frank Newport, editor-in-chief of the Gallup poll, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday for our Gallup Tuesday briefing.